Hi, this is Ron Janish with andrewscourse.com, and one of the things that's been developed kind of accidentally over time here is a way to learn discipline now in trading the markets. Now, we can't guarantee that, that somebody's not going to fly off the rails and buy 10,000 shares or 10,000 whatever is of something, but what we do is Matthew and I will get together on a daily basis and we'll look over the markets. And anybody who's in the program can listen in. They can see the emails that go back and forth, which remind people of what is going on. And I'll show you, for example, here's a trade that Matthew took. Over here, he wound up buying, and he got out up here somewhere. Not a big piece, not a big amount of money, but the discipline in this is absolutely wonderful, because what happens is in order to take a trade, first he has to label a D here and then a 5 here, or I do at least. That's what I do on my charts. And then after I get this D and this 5, then I start looking for a trade. Okay, so I have to find very specific things, and exactly what the D is you learn in the course and in the advanced course, and it's a straightforward Andrews thing, and exactly what the 5 is very straightforward. So what happens is he'll go and look for a certain pattern here, and then he'll look for what we'll call the next stage to get out. So what happens here, for example, is here we have what we call a stage 1. Price came down to here, we have stage 2. Prices went up to here, we have stage 3. And did I do that correctly? Now, here we have stage 1. Here we have stage 2. Here we have 3. And so he gets in around what we'll call the 3, stage 3, and takes it up for the 4. Okay? Simple as that. Now, what's interesting about this particular approach to trading is, for some reason, it typically has one position on at a time. And that's not because we limit it. It just works out that way. It's kind of interesting. Let's take a look at another trade. So he got out somewhere over here, and this was around May 24th. So let's take a look what happened then. And so May 24th is way over here somewhere, and he's waiting very patiently, and this is several days. These are daily bars. And so here he finally gets, here he has what I call the D, and here then prices go up, and prices, he then gets, so here he has a stage 1, and here he has the end of stage 2, and prices come down for stage 3, and he goes and buys, and he's only in for a few days on this one. Okay, and these are real things that happened. And okay, so let's take a look at what's happening right now. Okay, well, right now, namely the other day, so let's go back to this guy here. So when did he get out of this one here? He got out of it somewhere, let's say up here somewhere. Okay, around 6th of July or so. Okay, and so what happens here is here he winds up going short, and it's the 9th of July. So like I said, he's only in one position at a time, and Matthew can tell you what kind of results he personally has gotten out of doing this. Okay, and so once again, said here we had good old Andrew's center line, and here was the action point, here was the reaction point, and so here you had the where was stage 1? Okay, here you have the stage 1, here you have 2, here you go for 3, and right now we're in stage 4, which means there's a position on. Okay, and if you look closely, so went short at 16.1850. That's about over here. So it wound up going short over here, and it's here somewhere. And right now we're just sitting and waiting until it gets to the point of the time to take profits. Now, what's interesting for me is that if prices make a new low here, which my guess is they will, then what we'll have is we'll have another stage one. So we'll have another opportunity, and it'll be an opportunity to go long. Okay, but that won't come for a while. Okay, and we have the same kind of pattern in gold right now. So today, for example, we looked at a variety of different things. We looked at the Japanese yen, and notice I have the letter D here, but I don't have the number 5, which tells me that, well, it's not ready yet. I don't really have to do much until I see enough on here to warrant the number 5. Let's see where else we might have this. Cattle are fun. Here we go. So we have a D, but I don't have a 5 yet. Okay, so I've got to get, and usually the D, if the D is a low D, the 5 is going to be a low D, a low 5. And so, but I don't have that yet. So I don't really need to go any further. Okay, let's see if there's something else here. Like I mentioned, sugar, I already have a D, and down she goes. And I'm looking for prices to give me I don't have a stage, I don't have anything that'll probably wind up labeling as a stage 1. So, but I'm looking for a little bit lower prices, and then stage 1, 2, 3, and then so that I can get a buy over here somewhere. And this will be several days from now. Okay, so what we do is on a daily basis, we look at the charts and we see where there might be some trades. Now what I do is I like to label my charts so that I can quickly look at something and say, gee, do I have a trade coming up here? Okay, and I can say here, I can look at this and I say, well, I do have a trade, but I have a whole bunch more time than I need because I don't have a 5 on here in order to do that. And it's really, really helpful to have someone that you do this with on a daily basis, and that's why we open this up to course members, anybody who's taken the expanded course. And you can see on a daily basis what we're focusing on. And if you've been through the seminar on this, which is really kind of neat, you'll see that there's certain things we look for. And when you have 2 or more people looking at the market, it's very helpful because markets can fool you. I'll tell you that right now. Every once in a while, I'll come up with something, or Matthew will come up with something, and the other person will go, nah, I don't quite see it that way because of this and this. And so that's not a matter of, it seems like a matter of personal opinion, but we're really comparing it to what the original protocol and criteria is. So for example, today Matthew mentioned me, gee, looks like we should have taken the signal in the Canadian dollar to go long. And I looked at it and I said, no, we shouldn't have because of this and this. And he looked at that and says, yep, you're right. And so it's very easy to misinterpret charts. Okay, if you're doing it without the computer automatically doing everything for you. So anyway, this is what we call part 1, and I think it's a program that winds up giving you the discipline you need in order to have the success you want. And you know, if you're going to trade with real money on this, which as you can see I do, then it's probably a good idea to just simply do 1 contract at a time. That's all you need to do, 1 contract at a time. Now if you want to go up on this, you say, well, for every 15, 30, 50,000, whatever your magic number is in your account, you trade 1 contract at a time. Okay? So if your magic number is 35,000 and you have 105,000 in the account, you might trade 3 contracts. But what's really cool is typically you only have one position on at a time. And that's kind of neat. So anyway, so this is how we work at developing discipline. And this is what we do. And my name is Ron Janish. I'm with andrewscourse.com. Signing off. Thank you for your time.